What can be more insulting than to have your own brother turn on you on the day you officially reached 1000 days as the undisputed champion? The shocking events which took place at Night of Champions has seemingly confirmed that the disintegration of the Bloodline has begun.
Is the damage irreparable?
The story of the Bloodline has been hailed as arguably the greatest ever in WWE, and it continues to be the most important angle in professional wrestling. This may not be your traditional nuclear family, but they always manage to stick together. For the longest time, all of them managed to be under Roman's thumb. And believe it or not, it also helped to elevate Roman Reigns. His portrayal of a dominant and an entitled tribal chief added more authenticity to his character. Prior to the formation of the Bloodline, Reigns had always struggled to connect with fans as a babyface character, despite being pushed as the top star for years. The storyline became more interesting when Sami Zayn was inserted in the saga, and it would take him months to gain everyone's trust. This storyline also helped Sami Zayn to become one of the biggest fan favorites in the entire company. So you can see, in the past 2.5 years, we have seen several chapters play out on television, including different characters' point of view, high-stake matches, and the longest world title reign in the modern era. WWE has shown patience and commitment to the storyline and slowly allowed it to evolve over months. But unfortunately, by the end of 2022, fans felt that the Bloodline story had started to become repetitive. The Usos' constant involvement in Reigns' matches looked predictable and boring.
This is the respect you show me, and no solo!
This storyline clearly needed some intense drama. Sami Zayn's betrayal of Roman Reigns after the main event of Royal Rumble was nothing less than cinema. Even 5 months later, it's still hard to put into words what this segment had accomplished. Jey Uso did absolutely nothing but just walked away, and yet his silence spoke a million words. The climax of Royal Rumble was looking as if both Sami and Jey Uso have walked out of the Bloodline. And now when I look back, I feel like this was the moment when cracks on the Bloodline would begin to show. The intense rivalry between Roman and Sami went over the roof, which resulted in Roman being welcomed with thunder of boos in Montreal. And in this match, Jey Uso would stand in between Reigns and Sami, and this was one of the many moments when I thought that the Bloodline has finally exploded. Jey's shocking move indicated that he's finally out from his brother's shadow, but once again I felt like WWE played with my feelings when Jey shockingly turned his back on Sami Zayn. At this point, there were so many layers and plot twists in the storyline that you couldn't predict what was gonna happen next week. But nevertheless, cracks on the Bloodline's foundation would begin the moment the Usos lost to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 39.
The Bloodline being damned!
Here are your winners!
Ever since that night, the Usos have been on the receiving end with Roman Reigns. You gotta realize that the prestige of the Bloodline lay on the fact that all the top championships remained in the stable. So tensions were definitely at an all-time high between these men. And despite the fact that the Usos were given an opportunity, they failed at it miserably.
Roman Reigns is not gonna be happy with this!
Even at Backlash, you could feel that Solo was pissed off at them, and there were several moments in the match where Solo and Jey were inches apart from browbeating each other. In the last 2-3 weeks, it feels like Roman has turned his eyes at Jimmy for Jimmy's lack of accountability. Initially, Jimmy was dismissive of Roman's anger and took it jokingly. But after a while, he took an offense to Roman's behavior. And it all culminated at Night of Champions when Jimmy finally lost his cool. I was flabbergasted when it all played it out in front of my eyes. But as a side note, it was interesting to see Jey Uso trying to be the peacemaker in between all the drama. He looks as if he's still traumatized by the events that took place 3 years ago, and he still doesn't want history to repeat itself. Honestly speaking, no one was expecting Roman to suffer a loss on the literal day of his 1000th day of his reign. But I'm glad WWE took the unpredictable road and made all of us shocked. I mean, if this storyline is not cinema, then I don't know what it is. Let me know your thoughts about this intense storyline and what you think is gonna happen next. Thank you so much for watching this video and subscribe to my channel, and do take very good care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time.